Yo, what's up, everybody? This your boy Narik, that's cool, and you're watching Untapped Hip Hop TV. Make sure and get that 1000 streaming everywhere.
Lisah Monah. I am from the Inland Empire. I am an artist. I write songs. I also produce beats. I started in elementary school around 8 years old and really pursuing a career about 12. But I was starting writing and performing since I was about 8. So it's been my whole life. At home, my mom used to always play like music. When I was like in 3rd grade, she bought me this my own little 45. The first song that I learned in its entirety was 5 Minutes of Funk by Houdini. And I would perform it for her, and then she would tell the neighbors to come over, and then I'd perform for them. And then as I'm coming up, groups started coming out, Another Bad Creation and Crisscross, you know. I'm like, I can do this. I can really do this. So I would just like hit my cousins up because I didn't want to be by myself. So I hit my cousins up and I was like, let's make a group, and I'd write their songs and then, or their verses, and I would teach it to them. And I just decided it was something I wanted to do. I couldn't get enough of it. I loved it. I loved it a lot. And we listened to a lot of Salt and Pepper. My family loved Houdini, obviously. LL Cool J. Rapper's Delight was on repeat quite often. And then, the more the soft stuff like Luther, a lot of Anita Baker, stuff from then now. Hip hop like Naughty by Nature, Emcee Light, Yo-Yo, Ice Cube. My family loved West Coast. Well, musically, when I started like really seeing the women come out, the one that really got me was the Brat. And like when I was growing up, I was a huge tomboy. And she, obviously, the big t-shirts, the big pants and stuff, and I just thought that was so dope. I would like ask my mom to do my hair like hers, and I think that also helped me with my delivery. Like she spit pretty quickly, so I learned how to tongue twist listening to her. And then I just loved Emcee Light too. I liked how aggressive she was. I grew up like the beginning of my life was in LA. We didn't really have many opportunities to like do like performances and stuff yet. Once I got out here, it was just like making friends and seeing who all rapped. And what's so cool about my mom was when she decided or seen that I was interested, she started putting me in talent shows. Like when I was in elementary school, it was the first time I actually performed in front of a real audience, like at the audience at the Student of the Month assembly. And my principal was like, well, let me hear what you guys are going to do. And so we went into his office and we did a rap that I wrote to Jump by Crisscross. And then we performed for our friends. At recess, you was the stuff, So everybody's like, oh, you guys are so cool. I like this. So I just started doing talent shows. I would do nightclubs. They would keep us in the green room until it was time to hit the stage. I've had like some deals, there, how that go up and down, and had managers. We worked harder than them. There was a lot of promises that weren't kept. I dealt with a lot of stuff like that, and then as I got older, I started having to deal with being approached for sexual favors. Obviously, I didn't do them. And sometimes you think about that, like, dang, if I would have done this, where would I be by now? But then how would I feel about myself at the end of the day? So it's still difficult, especially being a woman, being taken serious, because I like to carry myself in a respectable manner. I do want to be appealing sexually, but without showing too much, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to find that balance right now. And then when I talk about, I'm not a sassy, artist either. Right. I would fit more with like a Rhapsody or a Kamaya, or like Kendrick, if you think about the like going with the fellas or something like that. It's hard, you know, and being married, you know, you got to find time for, you know, you and your husband, and then family time, and, you know, spending time with the boys. And I'm also a student, so I work full time. I, you know, go to school I want to have a backup plan of, you know, so I already got my bachelor's, and I start graduate school this fall to teach.
What do you have your bachelor's in?
It's actually in healthcare, like the administration, but I worked for about a year and really didn't care for the field after all, so that's why I went back to school. I started working in the education system, and it's like, you know what, I can actually teach. So that's where I'm heading now, until the music take me where I can go and don't have to work at all, you know what I mean? But it's hard trying to find a balance, but you just do it without even thinking about it. You just, day by day, this is what I gotta do, and you have your routine, and you, without even thinking, just kind of move. You be tired a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired a lot. You don't get naps anymore, none of that. Like, nap is a drive here and the drive home, you know. My boys I have two little guys. One is 2, another one's 5. The 5-year-old, they both like to dance. If they see like a video and they see me in it, you know, they'll, oh, that's you on TV, you know, or I'm playing certain songs, they sing along to it. And actually my 5-year-old has played music on his little board with his mic for us before, and his guitar for us before, so it's a possibility. We was trying to get him to play sports. I don't know if he want to do it. So, like, you know, music might be his way. I don't know yet, though. It's too soon to say. You automatically have expectations that you're gonna be famous and just take off, but it don't always work like that. So, you know, at that age, I really didn't understand what came with it. And I had a manager, you know, like, they don't really tell you too much. You know, they tell you to what they think your understanding is, your level of understanding. I just know I felt like it came and went. Like, we went to the studio, had a few sessions, and before I knew it, like, that whole thing was over. And then when I was at an age to understand the deals, I realized that some of them could just be like development deals, or a tax write-off, or just like a spur of the moment thing, and then they changed their mind on it. There was a deal that we had where the percentages were kind of jacked up. You know, we did all of the work and presented them a finished project, and they didn't promote like they're supposed to. They didn't market us, and it was a known label, so we were at the bottom of their priorities. So, you know, we just kind of let it run its course, and then it was over again. So it's just kind of like, and then the other opportunities I had was the ones where I actually got approached, you know, for, in a disrespectful way, where I had to turn down, you know, my deal after, because I wouldn't follow through on those things. So. Mm-hmm. That's happened twice. 2 major labels. Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, did you decide to go more independent after something like that, or was it?
It's almost like a force. You just have to figure it out. Like, and it seemed like the independent was starting to come up anyway. You know, I would say like Cash Money was like the first label that I noticed. And I think Master P's label too.
No Limit?
No Limit, yeah. So we knew it was a possibility. It's just like what I was saying before in another interview. It's like a lot of artists don't know how to get there. So we're performing and just hoping to be seen, and somebody pick us up and kind of guide us the rest of the way. And now I'm at a point where I'm just watching and learning. Like, there's so much out there for us to learn from, how to do things on your own. And that's my path right now. That's how I got into making my own beats and recording myself, and, you know, learning how to mix and master. Like, that's my next feat. So I don't have to, so I'll be more resourceful and don't have to like depend on other people and be on other people's time. I think the biggest thing with being signed to a label is having the financial backing and having the promotion that you need, the marketing that you need. So it's like, if you have to do it all yourself, it's harder. Even trying to get booked, you know, it's a lot of pay to plays. or you got to sell so many tickets to like open up for somebody that's okay. And then it wasn't even guaranteed you have a crowd to perform in front of. And then the ones that didn't require pre-sales, the venue was just okay. Then you had to figure out how to get people there. Like it's a process where when you with the label, like all that's like kind of done. They gonna put you where you need to be. You gonna have the thousands of people there to see you and get the features you need, the videos that you need. So that's the thing about independent. That, and along with the freedom owning all of your material. So like I started my own publishing, and everything's coming back to me. Whatever I put out, it's all mine. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have to worry about what I put out. You know what I'm saying? If I like it, here it is. I will be open to indie though, like an indie label. I don't have to go major. I don't really, like I used to strive for like a Grammy and all that stuff, but I'm okay with being known, maybe not up here, but right in the middle, you know what I'm saying, to where I can do it full time for a living and maybe put some other artists out and start writing for people and producing for people. So eventually I don't care to be the artist. I'm just giving myself another shot because I was on a hiatus for a couple of years. I was so frustrated with all the politics and the BS with dealing with people to where I didn't want to do it no more. And this is something I'm passionate about. So I stopped doing it. It was so bad that I wouldn't listen to the radio. I didn't want to talk about beats with nobody. I didn't want to talk about music. I didn't want to watch no award shows. Like, I was done. But then it just started eating at me. Like being at work and like I'm not supposed to be here. This isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. It was bothering me a lot. And then my husband was always like, you should give it another shot, because he could see it, how it was affecting me, my attitude and everything. And one day something just bit me, like I'm gonna do this again. But if I do it, I gotta be a student, like really learn what I didn't know. Not just about how to do things, but about the business. And I'm still a student right now, but I know a lot more than I did last year.
How was that coming in as a pretty much like a blank slate?
It's like a fresh start, yeah. It's I like it. I was tied to like so I come from like in the 2000s. I was known as Black Ice. I was a part of two hip hop groups. I was in a group with three dudes. So it was four of us, and we went by the Mathematics, and we were together for a few years, and I thought we would actually take off, but things happen, a lot of personalities, different personalities, and some strong ones, different ambitions, goals, and that just crumbled. And then two of us decided to stay together because we had the same manager at the same, we were both doing solo, but we had the same manager, so we left that management company. It was like, let's start our own thing. And we did some stuff too, like some really dope stuff. That was Smoking Ice Crew. So SIK, so I thought we would take off, and we put out a project like in 2013 was my first like real album that I had distributed and everything. And we also had a distribution deal too through that. So things were looking up, but again, it just, we didn't have like I said, like how to get where we're trying to go. So you're putting the music out, now what? That seemed to be the problem with everything that we've been doing, all the projects and stuff. So now Lisah Monah, I just decided to just change it up, because Lisah Monah is more eclectic than Black Ice. Black Ice is strictly hip hop and just hard and aggressive, where Lisah Monah is like, I can do that, but I also produce, I do more songwriting, and then I like other styles of music. So I want to like tap into those other styles of music. Learning how to really put a song together, what it takes to record a song, all of from the recording to the mix and mastering to putting it out to the marketing, and how to perform too. I do credit my mom a lot of that, because she would always tell me, don't stand in one place, make sure you move, make sure you dance, make sure you interact, make sure you have fun. Because I would like be in our den at our house, putting on little concerts all the time. They used to have like adult parties, card parties. You know, black folks with their card parties, bid whiz and all that time. So they be, you know, having their card parties, and they be like, "Oh, go get the kids," and pull us in there, and they be like, "Do that one song," and they would record us, and we would have like a bunch of videos, like VHSs of us performing in the den, like to even Kid and Play. Kid and Play was my stuff too. So we would watch House Party all the time. Like I was studying how everybody did everything. You know what I'm saying? So it still stick with me whenever I'm performing. Like, don't be boring. Cause like, especially if people don't know your music, like you can't, like Snoop Dogg could go up there and stand there. I can't do that. You know what I mean? Cause everybody knows Snoop's song. It's like, cause let's be honest. Like if you're known, you don't really gotta do too much. But we up there working, like sweating. And you can get your hair done and it be jacked up by the time you leave the stage. But that's how I go, and I love dancing too. So I was in groups where no one was dancers. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I could revisit now and get back into choreography. You know, really putting my showmanship out there. So while we're talking about that, I just released, and I'm assuming you listen to Can You Hear Me Now? Okay, so Can You Hear Me Now is my latest release that I put out last month, and that's where people can hear my production. Like I produced every song, wrote every song, and I put out a couple of them before that, but Can You Hear Me Now is my baby. Like that was something I did to prove to myself, like you can do it. And it's available everywhere. Like you can buy it on Amazon, which I recommend. You know, Spotify listeners can listen to it on iTunes, Deezer, Tidal, like pretty much everywhere you look for music, you can find mine. And it's under Lisah, and Lisah is with an H, so it's Lisah, and then Monah's Monah. So it's Lisah Monah. And that actually, the name came from the painting, because everybody thinks of the Mona Lisa sometimes when they hear my name. So basically, like you're looking at this portrait, and it seems kind of plain, but then you realize there's something special about it. You can't figure out exactly what it is. And sometimes people tell me, like, you're ambiguous, like there's something about you that is just so dope, I can't figure out what it is. I was like, yeah, like the Mona Lisa. So I just flipped it, put my H's on there, and I hip-hopped it. Yes, it's available everywhere, and eventually I would like to do some more music videos. I haven't shot one in a while. Like I said, I don't like cameras, but I'm gonna do it for y'all. Everybody wants visuals, but that's coming up next. I keep having the same dream every night. Reality picks a fight to keep it from real life. I smile a little bit, don't want to seem fake. A little jealous when friends buy tickets to get Drake. I'll get my turn, how much time will it take? In the kitchen with ingredients, but don't know what to make of the situation of my life. Ever since I could remember, was attracted to the mic. Got me waiting around looking for that green light. I probably shouldn't say this, but God, you ain't right. What I have is talent. She shined before 30, but skinny jeans made it before me. How dirty. I have it. How could I not be worthy? Help before my soul flies away like a birdie. Stones break bones and my fate may hurt me. But music came out the first time my mama burped me.